Standing at the end of the mat, we start the Pilates breathing, lateral breathing. Breathing into the side of the rib cage. You can put the back of the hands on the side of the rib cage just to feel the air going into the hands, or you can put one hand on the rib cage, another on the belly. Just focusing in the expansion of the rib cage, your belly is staying in as you breathe in. Lateral breathing, so you can keep the engagement. Then breathing, arms up, breathe out, arms down. Again, breathing, arms up, palms up, breathe out, arms down. As you take the arms down, arms go at the front of the body. And then we reverse the movement, starting taking the hands at the front of the body and breathe out at the side. Okay, one more. Breathing full. Then neutral pelvis, breathing lengthen the spine, breathe out, chin toward chest, rolling down slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Hold your elbows, shake the head side to side like saying no. Knees bend to relax the back and start walking into a plank. When you get into the plank, breathe in and breathe out to reverse the movement. Coming up vertebra by vertebra, working from the core. Once more, breathe in, breathe out, chin toward chest, rolling down. Take your time on your own breathing. Coming back into plank, breathe in, breathe out to come back. Then we are gonna do just one more, and we are gonna just finish into the plank on your own time, on your own breathing. Go into the plank. We are gonna do a push-up. You're gonna take the body forward, passing the shoulders over the fingertips, and then bending the elbows close to the body. 3 times. The elbows should be very close to the body, almost touching. Then going into child pose, and then we do the same thing, but this time we are gonna do from half plank, so from child pose. You are gonna breathe in and take the body forward, keeping the knees on the floor, bending the elbows close to the body. As you breathe out, lift your body, going into child pose. Then keep doing the same thing. So breathing, coming forward, passing the fingertips with the shoulders, breathe out, lifting your body and going into child pose. So just gonna show you the front so you can see how close my elbows are to the body as you bend in the elbows. We work in the triceps here, so really almost touching the body. And do a few more on your own time. Anytime that you need a rest, half a rest in child pose. Also, if you find it a little bit too easy, you can do a few push-ups at the same time. So you can do 3 or 2 and then go into child pose, or just carry on what you were doing before. So depending on your strength, you repeat the push-up or you just carry on coming forward and back. So always listen to your body and work in depending how you are feeling today. We finish into child pose and then we move the hands and the body towards one side and then towards the other to stretch the lower back. Then coming back into all fours. Then breathe in, open the arm, breathe out. You thread your arm underneath, Again, breathe in. As you breathe out this time, you put the shoulder on the floor and take the top shoulder over the head just to stretch a little bit more the side of the body. Hold it for a few seconds. And we're coming back to all fours, doing the other side. So breathe in to open, breathe out to take the arm underneath. Second time, you just leave the shoulder on the floor and the top arm over the head just to feel that stretch on the side of the body. Okay, then push yourself up and then we do a calf stretch just to stretch a little bit more the back. So stretching up, navel in as you're stretching, pushing hard on the floor. Then sit up. We are gonna do what is called the roll up in Pilates. We are starting going down slowly, working with the abdominals, arms over the head, then engage the core, chin toward chest, arms towards the sky, and sit up. Okay, taking the belly in as you go down slowly, so you're not falling on the floor. You're controlling the work with your abdominals. Same thing as you come up. So you're trying to work with your core or the deeper abdominal muscles. And this time you're gonna hold it, focusing breathing into the side of the rib cage. And then as you breathe in, you take the arms up. As you breathe out, taking the arms down, holding that shape, hollow shape. So your rib cage is close to the hip. Then all the way down again, breathe in as you breathe out. Sitting up. This time we're having a stretch. You can just hug your knees underneath, or if you want a little bit bigger stretch, stretch the legs if you're more flexible. So just working on your own level, listening to your body. And then we go down again. Same thing. Always moving in the out breath. So engage and sit up. Breathing as you up, breathe out, engage and down. Okay, this time we finish again on the stretch on the leg. I'm bending my legs because it's a little bit easier, but you can keep the legs straight as you come back into the stretch. Always have a stretch at the end. So we put in the forward bend and the rolling up. Legs straight is a little bit more difficult. Legs bend, a little bit more gentle for the lower back. Okay, this time we're coming up from the floor. At the same time that we're coming up, we're taking the legs up into a boat pose. Then you straighten the legs, feet on the floor, slowly going down, controlling the movement. If you want a little bit easier, then you sit up. Once you're up, then you're taking the legs up. So second level, you sit up and then legs up. Third level, you're taking the legs up and the arms up at the same time that you're sitting up. Well, first level will be not taking the legs up if that is too much. So we always do the effort in the out breath in Pilates. Then take the knees towards the chest to release the back. Do a few circles or roll side to side. And then we just doing pelvic tilt. Really nice for the lower back. So breathe in neutral pelvis, breathe out, imprinting the lower back on the mat. Just rocking your pelvis. And we do the same thing, but this time with the legs straight. So it's a little bit more challenging to move your pelvis. And after that, we do single leg stretch. One knee towards the chest, the other 2 inches off the floor. Breathing in as you change your legs, breathe out as you hold the stretch. Then you can take the shoulders off the mat, chin toward chest, to work more in the abdominals. If you feel tension on the neck, just keep the shoulders and the head on the floor. And just keep going. Okay, then take the knees towards the chest, straighten the legs and the arms, and do a few circles with the hands and the feet to mobilize the wrists and the ankles. And then we do the next exercise, so scissors. You're taking one leg towards the chest, a straight leg, and the other 2 inches off the floor. Similar the one before, so you breathe in as you change legs, and breathe out as you hold the stretch. You can keep here, but if you can, you again take the shoulders off the mat, reach towards the ankle. Same thing. Breathe in, change legs, breathe out, hold the stretch, trying to go a little bit higher as you breathe out, working from your core. Do a few more. Knees towards the chest. Then we do a shoulder bridge. So we start scooping the pelvis, lifting vertebra by vertebra, just feeling the stretch between your vertebrae. So just feel your spine. And sometimes it does a little click when you get to a point. So get to there and go down again. If you don't feel anything, just go all the way up. A line from the shoulders to knees. And just focusing that stretch between the vertebrae. So starting tilting the pelvis. And as you go down, like you do, trying to do the shape of the vertebrae on the floor, one by one. Okay, we hold this last one. You're trying to put the shoulders underneath. Interlock the fingers. Keep breathing into the back of the rib cage. And just feeling that nice stretch on the shoulders. Go back on the mat. Take one knee towards the chest for a stretch, and the other one. And then we go into the side. So keep the elbow underneath the shoulder and perpendicular. Keep a line between the hip and the armpit, so don't let your waist to collapse. And then breathe in to prepare, breathe out half a stretch, taking the waist up. Come back to neutral as you breathe in, just 3 times. And then breathe in, open the arms, breathe out to thread the arm underneath, reaching underneath 3 times. When you finish the third one, we go into a side plank. Put the top foot at the front, sole of the foot on the floor, breathe in to prepare, breathe out to lift. Trying to keep the shoulder on the top of the wrist as you lift. If not, just take the hand a little bit closer or further, just to adapt. 3 times. Breathing full. Then the last one, we are gonna hold for 3 breaths. Hold the waist high, your waist. And down. side, and before we change to the other side, we are gonna stretch both sides of the body. I'm sitting cross legs, but if you find more comfortable standing up, just to stretch the waist, have a few stretches side to side before we go to the other side. Again, elbow underneath the shoulder, breathing to prepare. As you breathe out, half a stretch, 3 times, arm over the head. And when you finish the third one, you open the chest, open the arms in a cross, and then as you breathe out, you thread the arm underneath. Breathe in to open, breathe out to reach. Again, 3 times. And we would do the side plank. So again, put the top foot on the floor. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, engage the core and lift. So you imagine that you have a belt around the waist as you lift. And the next one, we just hold it for 3 breaths, keeping the hip high. You can look up, but if your neck is tense, you can as well look down to the other hand. When you have a 3 breath, deep breath, then you go down, and then we do the mermaid position. So you put the right ball of the foot on the left knee, and then you're starting stretching side to side. If you don't feel comfortable sitting like that, just sitting cross legs. And the third time, you're lifting the hip up, trying to take the hip forward, so you're stretching the hip. Then we're doing the other side, same thing, starting stretching to the side. And again, third time, you're lifting the hip off the floor, taking the hip forward. One more, and then we go into all fours. Into all fours, and we do a calf stretch. And then tuck the toes under. We do the same, but we're lifting the knees off the floor, just 2 inches. Breathe in to come back to neutral, breathe out. Calf stretch, knees off the floor. Just the third one, you hold for a couple of breaths. And then we lie on the floor. Legs hip width apart, arms by the side, forehead on the floor. And again, breathe in to prepare, breathe out, navel towards the spine, lift the chest. Trying to keep as long as you can. So looking at the floor, neck long. As you lift, you're trying to reach towards the feet. And just carry on moving on your own breathing. So breathe out to lift, and breathe in to lower. If you can, lifting the legs off the floor, but legs straight, everything really long as you lift. And then we go into all fours, do another calf stretch. Child pose. Look between the hands, then tuck your toes under, down dog, and bend the knees, stretching the shoulders, chest towards the thighs. Then go into a plank as you breathe in, breathe out, down dog with the knees bent. And 3 more. then hold it there. We do a twist. You take the knees to the left, hip to the right, keeping the heels off the floor, and then to the other side. Come back to the center. Walk with the hands towards the feet and start rolling up vertebra by vertebra. And stand up, breathing in, lengthening the spine. Breathe out. Chin toward chest, starting going down in the out breath. Going into a plank. Shoulder blades towards each other. As you breathe out, push on the floor, taking the shoulder blades away from you a couple of times. That is the plan that you are gonna do. So you're keeping the shoulder blades apart and you're keeping a hollow position in the next exercise. So you're taking the right knee towards the chest, coming into a plank, coming forward 3 times, then right knee towards the left elbow, again 3 times. Last one, you do 3 times, right knee towards the right elbow, same side elbow. The 3rd time you put the foot by the hand in an angle, lizard pose, trying to find the stretch in the back leg at the front. If you can, you put both elbows on the floor, or you just put the left elbow and push the thigh away from you. We're coming back to down dog and start doing the same thing again. So we are starting bending the knees and going to plank. So down dog with knees bent and going into plank. Just a few times. And then we do the left leg. So left leg towards the chest, coming forward into plank, pushing on the floor as you coming forward. Again 3 times. Then opposite elbow, just a little bit of a twist. And 3 times towards the same side elbow. And the last one, you put the foot by the hand in a little bit of an angle. Keep the chest open so you can find more stretch on the back leg. If you prefer, you keeping the elbows on the floor. And then we change the leg. And then we do the pigeon pose. So you're taking the knee between the 2 hands, the other leg behind you. With the opposite hand, you can as well with the same side hand hold the foot. So here we get into stretches in the side of the hip and the front of the hip. Then change legs, head down. Again, if you can, bend the knee, hold your foot. And relax with the hands underneath your head. When you hold the foot, it's nice because you can as well stretch a little bit more the quads at the same time that you're stretching the IT band on the other leg. And just to finish, we finish with a nice stretch, a nice twist. You can deepen more the twist, taking the top knee to the floor. and just enjoying that stretch. Then lie on the other side, we do the same stretch. The arm doesn't have to be completely across, you can put it a little bit at the top, just wherever you feel more the stretch on your shoulder, feeling the stretch on your back, on the buttocks, and just relax. Knees towards the chest, rock a little bit side to side. Happy baby, holding the side of the foot, rocking if it's nice. And today we are gonna finish just lie on the floor and just feeling your body after all this work. When you're ready, you sit up. And thank you. I'm saying goodbye for today, but you can stay there and join yourself.